Right, to end things on our regular tutorials with a little bit of humor, I'm going to show you the Liquify command. So I'm going to go to File and Open. Right here in Chapter 8, I'm going to go to Folder number 8, and I'm going to open up Liquify Kate. Fun little photo of my niece right here. Okay, and I want to make this even more of a caricature, just so I can show you what the Liquify filter does. So I'm going to hit Command J, duplicate my layer. Then the filter that I want to show you will literally treat your photo like clay. If I go to Filter and Liquify, okay, this is the Liquify window. You've got all these settings over here. What I would do is turn off Show Backdrop. You don't need that. You've got all your tools over here in the upper left. So the first one is called your Forward Warp. If I come out on the screen and I hold Control and Option, we'll make this a little bigger. And just to show you what it does, I can warp her eyes and make her look really, really angry with a little pig nose like that. And give her a pouty mouth right there. Okay, so that's what it does. You can pull them apart, make her a little alien, really freaky. But that's what the forward warp does. It warps your photo. Two little horns. Okay, if you decide to change your mind, which I do, this looks bad. The next one down is called my Reconstruct Tool. So I'll hold Control and Option, make it bigger. And then I just paint over the photo and I reconstruct it. Kind of rebuild the photo back to the way it was. There we go. Instant change of mind. Okay, the next one is called your Smooth. I don't really know what it does. I barely see any difference, so I'm not even going to bother with it. It's so ineffectual, I'm not even going to try it. This one right here is called Twirl Clockwise. So if I go with a bigger brush, and if I just press and hold down, it will twirl the image clockwise. But if I hold Option key and press, it'll twirl it counterclockwise, like that. This one down here is called your Pucker tool. So if I make the brush a lot smaller, Pucker makes things smaller. So if I click and drag on the nose, we make it really small. The opposite of that would be the next one called your Bloat. So if I wanted my character to have big anime character eyes, I would press and hold. Go with these big anime eyes right here. There we go. Bloat out the mouth. Okay, so you can see what some of the possibilities are. Everything below the bloat I wouldn't recommend. Okay, push left. This will destroy your photo. Literally, it'll push it to the left and kind of slam her head around. And then I got a huge mess. Okay, this one is called your Freeze. So I'm going to hit Command Z a couple of times. Go back to that right there. Okay, freeze means I can freeze her eyes. Oops, let's go freeze. There we go. I can freeze her eyes and her nose and her mouth, which means don't change those areas anymore. So you could see right here with the forward warp, it won't affect her eyes. Okay, because I froze them. Now I have a thaw tool, so when I'm done, I can thaw those out. And when I've thawed them out, you can see they're editable just as well. And this one is for faces. I don't really want to use that. I don't have much experience for it. It's for minor touch-ups. I'm doing like dramatic little caricatures here. So you've got your hand tool and your zoom tool, typical. So I'm going to click cancel. Now that I've messed up that photo, and then try it again. Try to create something that has a distinct look to it. Don't just come in and start forward warping and pulling the photo apart. Try and achieve a look to it. So if I go to Filter, Liquify, I'm going to take my forward warp, and actually let's take my Bloat tool first. I want to bloat out the eyes just a little bit more, a couple little taps right there. Bring them in a little bit bigger. Then I'm going to take my forward warp and make her really angry looking like that. Okay, we'll make her nose just a little bit smaller with the pucker tool, just a couple little clicks right there. Take my bloat tool and let's bloat out the center of her nose right there. There we go. Almost looks like she's pressed up against a sheet of glass. Let's take the forward warp and we'll move her nose out a little bit more like that. There we go. Gotta move this up. And let's give her a bigger upper lip. Let's push this down here. There we go. I want to give her a little smirk right there. Little Elvis lips. Hey, bubble. All right, there we go. Let's go with the forward warp, and I'm going to bring this in a little bit more. Give her a little more of a pointed head right here. I'll bring that in right there. Okay, give her a little cone head. There we go. And let's bring her jaw back out. Give her a little bit of a chin right there. There we go. All right. That's looking pretty good. So that's the main idea, is experiment, see what you can come up with, do whatever you want. Just know what the Liquify does. It's typically not used for this kind of stuff. It's typically used for minor little adjustments like tweaking a model's nose or things of that nature. But if I push it to the extreme, this will really show you some of the possibilities you have if you put this together correctly. So I'm going to click OK. I like that. I can save that as last name, first name, Liquify. And just to give you some professional ideas, I'm going to come into Safari here really quick. I'll go to Google and Images, and I'm going to type in Photoshop Liquify Portraits. Okay, there we go. This artist does great Liquify portraits. Really fun to look at. They've bloated out the ears. They've kind of liquefied the eyebrows, bloated out the teeth. Here's a couple other ones to look at. There's another one right there. This one's great. Okay, so you just type in Photoshop Liquify Portraits. There's some really cool ideas in here. And you can see, again, more of the possibilities by using this feature. There we go. Fun stuff to play with. Oh, I like that neck. There we go. Cartoon characters. All right. So I'm going to quit Safari here. Done showing you that. And experiment. Show me what you can come up with. And I will see you in the next chapter after the final video, which is my challenge to you for color photo retouching based on an actual photo a client gave me. I'll see you with that one in just a few minutes.